Hey, what's up everybody? Jeremy here. I'm about to go to the range on my club and then sight in my 10 mil. Got some cheap brass that I'm going to use for it, so hopefully it's accurate enough to get me where I want to be, get this thing all zeroed out. But last month or within this month I put in a new red dot sight, so I got rid of the old tritium sights I put on there after I bought it, and then I put this pretty little thing on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump out here, get everything set up, try to get this thing zeroed in, probably start about 25 yards, maybe 10 yards, and then we'll go from there. So catch you on a bit. Hey, what's up everybody? So it's range day, and what I'm doing today is I'm sighting in my Vortex Venom that I purchased for my 10 mil. And I've got a target set at 25 and I got a target set at 50. So prior to this video I did a little bit of zeroing because that's not fun to watch, so I've already taken care of that, so I should be pretty dang close at 25 yards. I got it zeroed in at 10 yards and made a couple minor adjustments. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out there shooting at those targets. I'm not using any fancy ammunition, pretty much what was available. I got some Blazer 200 grain aluminum casings, so you know, premium. And well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this thing and see how it does with this cheap ammo. I love this gun. I've had zero problem with it shooting anything that I put through it, so I don't imagine this ammo, which I've shot before, is gonna give me any issues. So let's see how accurate it is. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is the accuracy. So here we go, let's see what happens. All right, 10 millimeter 200 grain. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and read the specs off this, if it's even on the box. I don't think it is. All right, well, cheap 200 grain ammo, 10 mil, 25 yards. And I'm gonna use this rest because obviously I want it to be as consistent as possible. I'm gonna be jamming it into this Caldwell bag till I get it steady. All right, let's see. First shot, 25 yards. Yep, that's about where I want it. Sitting right above the bull. So those circles are maybe 1.5 inches. They're not huge. Yeah, this 3 MOA dot pretty much covers that whole circle. So I'm just shooting in the general area. All right, looks like it's sitting right underneath it. Looks like I'm stacking them now. So this is 3-shot group at 25. I'm gonna just go ahead. I've got 8 in here. I might as well just run all 8 through. Yep, looks like I might have jerked that one. Yep, that one's a little to the right. All right, let's go ahead and get back on target, see if I can put it back in the black. There we go, bullseye. It's looking good. So I plan on hunting with this thing, and that's why I want to use a rest to make sure that I've got everything as accurate as possible. So when I'm freehanding it, I know that it's going to hit where I want it to. Looking good. Not bad for some cheap ammo. I'm very happy with this. Alright, so that was 8 rounds. I'm sure you can see on the video that I cut in there. That's pretty dang good for 25 yards with a handgun and some super cheap ammo. Pretty much just stuff that you would buy not to hunt with, but you know, FMJ, nothing crazy. Aluminum casing, can't reuse those, but looking really good. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out to 50 yards. It's going to be kind of a challenge because these dots, I mean, that's 3 MOA reticle already covers that little, you know, tiny circle in the middle, but I've got another one at 50 yards. So let me go ahead and get everything set up for that, and then I'll go ahead and adjust and see what it does. So here we go. Well, so 25 yards was pretty dead on. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing out to 50. Just reloaded it. I've got 7 in the mag plus 1 in the chamber, so 8 rounds that I'm going to use for a group. With this shooting like that at 25, I shouldn't have to touch it at 50. I feel like if there's any variance, it's going to be me trying to keep this thing where I think the dot is, because I know it's going to be covered by that reticle. So another thing I put out there was a 50, at the 50-yard target, I put a 16-ounce bottle of, you know, water that was empty. I filled it up with sand, so I have a reactive target. So what I'm going to do is I'll just assume that's a deer lung, and I'm going to put probably 6 shots into the paper, and then I'm going to turn them on to that reactive target, see if I can get something to, you know, fly up in the air. But we'll see how well this cheap ammo does at 50 yards. I'm expecting there's going to be a little bit of variance, but if I can keep it within a 3-inch group, I'll be pretty happy. So let's go ahead, get this party started. Oh yeah, this reticle, I'm just putting it in the center of the paper because I can't even see those dots through here. There's 0 magnification. So, best guess. Let's see. Not bad. Looks like a little high right. Again, I'm just shooting for the center of that paper now. That one's a little higher right, so it could be me jerking, making a little bit of a difference at this longer distance. Let me really get this thing seated. There we go, just a little to the right. But up and down is where I'd like it to be. Again, that could be me pulling this trigger a little bit. Let that one surprise me. Alright, so all these shots at 50 yards are to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know, 25 yards I was pretty dang close where I wanted to be. I had that one little flyer to the right. Now let me shoot again. If this one goes to the right, then I'm gonna bump this sight just a little bit. You know, it could be settling in after all those rounds. You know, you think you're gonna move something and then you hit right where you think you should have hit the first time. You don't really want to touch it, so I'm gonna leave it there. How many rounds I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots, so about to hit number 6, and then I'm going to shoot at that reactive target. That's a little better. Alright, let's go ahead and shoot at that water bottle, see if I can hit that. Let me get really steady. Because it is, if I fly to the right, it's not going to touch it. Oh, there we go. Got a little excited through the safety on. Jerked the trigger, so that's what I have been doing. Well, so that looks like the up and down's pretty good. I'm happy with that. That's pretty good shot. So let me go ahead and put this last round down there. Let's see what I want to shoot at. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot at that lower circle on the very bottom in the center, which I can't even see because it's covered. And I hit just below it. So you know what, 50 yards, that's not too bad. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Now the fun thing is, if I'm freehanding it, am I going to take a shot that far? Probably not. But 25 yards, yeah, all day. So it looks. Oh, I still got. I guess I still got a round in there. Let me go ahead and get this thing out. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at that bottom again. There we go. You know what? That's right where it should have been. So anyway, so that's 50 yards. Barrel got a little heat to it. So anyway, 50 yards with this damn Wesson Razorback 10 mil, and using some super cheap brass. So I'm pretty happy with this red dot sight. I'll do a review on it later after I get some more rounds, because honestly I've got less than 100 rounds to it right now. So whether it's going to hold at 0, I don't know. But I'm going to go set some more targets up and do some offhand shooting, because you know this is good and all for, you know, target, but if I'm going to be shooting at a deer, I'm going to be sitting up in a stand or sitting on the ground, and I'm not going to have anything to rest on. So let me go ahead and get all this stuff reset, and I'll be right back. All right. So I decided, I thought I was going to be done, but I figured this barrel's cooled down a little bit, and I want to shoot it again at 50 yards to see how it performs. So what I've done is I turned the brightness down a good way so that dot is not so bright, and I put some yellow spray paint on the target out there in the middle, so that it kind of stands out and gives me a little better sight picture of what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a whirl again. Again, with the brightness turned down, that dot's not super bright. You know, if I'm deer hunting, it's gonna be perfectly fine. But since I'm trying to see a tiny little spot, you know, that's maybe 1.5 inches across at 50 yards through this 308 sight, it could be kind of tricky. So let's go ahead and see if this thing shoots better at 50 yards now that I can kind of see a little better what I'm shooting at. Okay, a little high and right. That's about what I've been doing every time on the first shot. That one must have had a little pepper to it. Kick that slide back, knocked it back too. Let's see where that one went. Okay, that one's high left. That was interesting. I mean, that one looks like it was dead center. Okay, let's try that again. See if I can recreate it. I can actually see it by turning that brightness down. Probably should have done that the first time. Okay, a little high, not too bad. Still centered. Alright, that was a little high left, it looks like. Could be me jerking the shot now. Low left. Alrighty. Let me two-hand this thing, put some pressure on it so it doesn't move. That was better. Yeah, it seems like if I'm really jamming it in here where it's not moving, I'm getting more consistent shots. Alright, slides in. Mag's empty. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with that. Those two flyers, that's fine. But I'll take the rest. So anyway, there we go. There's another grouping at 50 yards. Not too bad, if I have to say, especially for a handgun with some super cheap ammo. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I'm done shooting for today. I think I'm pretty happy with the way this thing's performing, especially with this really cheap ammo. So I don't really know what kind of video this is going to be. It's just a video of me shooting a gun, and I guess maybe I'll make it an ammo review for this Blazer, for this 10 mil, because I shot enough rounds with it today that I'm pretty happy to say, well, if you're looking for something to punch hole in paper, then absolutely. But if you're looking for something with expansion, probably not so much. I dug that out of one of the tires that we have as a backstop, and you can tell there's no expansion. But either way, stuff shot pretty great. Like 25 yards, I mean, I kept a really tight group. 50 yards, I was shooting at what I thought was a bullseye, so there's probably some variance in there, you know, little hand jerks, you know, trigger pulls, changes of that is going to make a heck of a difference for a pistol. But either way, it still shot really good. If this was a premium ammo and it was maybe a jacketed hollow point, I would consider using it for hunting. But because it's got no expansion or any of that stuff, I'm just going to use it to get this gun on target. So I hope you enjoy the content. I'm having a good time putting it together, learning new video techniques and all the other stuff that goes along with that, and I have a good time in the editing software trying to figure out, you know, new stuff I can do. Eventually maybe I'll have me a cool intro video, but until then, there's a lot of learning I still have left to do. So if you're liking the content, you know, give me a thumbs up or leave me some comments. I appreciate it. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get everything cleaned up. I've got a saddle I want to give a whirl, so I'm going to go lock onto a tree here in a second and see how comfortable it is. But appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one, and take care.